Om Ashato Ma Sadgamaya. You can all join. It's very common practice. Om Ashato Ma Sadgamaya Tamasho Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityor Ma Amritam Gamaya Avir Mayedhi Rudro Jate Dakshinang Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Te Namang Pahi Nityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are back to reading the Shanti Gita, the Song of Peace. This book is same, Bhagavan Krishna is giving advice to Arjuna, who has lost his son on the 13th day of the war. Abhimanyu was killed, and he got back to thought that he was totally upset and not planning to finding any meaning in fighting. And that's why Bhagavan Krishna again gave him the advice. It's like Bhagavad Gita, but more of Vedantic emphasis. So in the 6th chapter, we are reading, we have read the other day, only 2 verses. What it said, we read that caitanya-sphūrtim bhāsyate māyayā tatha kiñcit bhavati no satyam svapna-karma nidraya. That consciousness, Chaitanya, is bhāsyate, is manifesting in the form of Vishwa, this world. The world we see with name and form, everything, it is consciousness only, appearing like that of the world. So, kiñcit no bhavati no satyam, these are not real. It is all misapprehension. As svapna-karma nidraya, when you go to nidra, sleep, then your svapna-karma, the activity in your dream, becomes so real, but it is not at all have any existence excepting in your mind. So the world you see, Bhagavan Krishna says, Arjuna, you are seeing this universe, but it is only appearance. You see it, you feel it, as you feel in the dream, no less than that. In dream time, you don't think that that is unreal, anything unreal there. Similarly, this is a reality appearing, but reality is what? Satchidananda is the reality. Other than whatever you see, it is only name and form. So it is mithya, svapna-karma no satyam. It is not truth. Truth is, the definition of truth is that it is unchanging. Truth means which was yesterday, which that same thing will be today, same will be tomorrow, 1,000 years, 1 million years. In time it will not change. It will not get it distorted. It's not possible. Then it is not truth. So can you find this universe, whatever we see around, anything of that nature, that it is permanent, it is not changing? You cannot find one single thing in the universe of creation. Therefore, think about that. Then, well, how do I see this universe? Then 13th verse we read this, Javat nidra ritang tavat tatha jnānādidam jagat namāyā kurute kinchit māyā vīna karattanu indrajāla-samaṃ sarvaṃ baddha-dṛṣṭiḥ prapaśyati. It says, javat nidra, you are in the sleep, in your bed, so long you are sleeping in your bed, then this swapna, the dream world, the dream, what you see, is ritam, it is true. You feel that truth, you feel that it is so real. Even in the similar way, tatha jnānāt, because of your ignorance, idam jagat, this world you see around, it is because of the ignorance. No maya kurute. You say Maya does all this creation. In a Vedantic way we say, because of Maya this world has come. No, Maya kurute. Maya does not do anything here. This is another stand, higher stand. It is no maya kurute kinchit. Mayavi, God created this universe. No, Mayavi does not do. He does not do anything. God the Absolute is unchanging, eternal witness. There is no action. There is no doing. So you are all imagining in your mind due to ignorance. So see, here the whole science of this Vedanta has been put it in these words, that whatever you are seeing, thinking, doing, it is only a perception. Misperception. Misperception is possible everywhere. Like the dream, see, this whole dream world goes into void. When? When your mind is absent. So long mind is there, so long you are seeing the dream even. Now mind is here, you are seeing the physical world also. More active. When it withdraws, and the senses and other things it withdraws into the mind, then in the sleep time on your bed, you start dreaming. Who is showing the dream? Your mind withdrawn from the external, these things, and mind is creating a world itself. But that world also is created by the mind. Mind goes to sleep. Put him to sleep. When you go to deep sleep, what happens? Your dream is also gone. And this world has no reality, it is already gone. So, is this world real? No. It is you are only seeing when your mind is alert and mind is working. So long mind is functioning. So mind is pure, mind will show you pure dream. Some fearful dream will be, if you see at night time, if you see some bad movie, too much horror and killing and this and that, you will dream horror things. If you go to bed thinking of the Lord, looking at divine picture, meditating a little bit on that, you may see godly dream. Your mind is getting colored with that color. What you will come into the dream only God knows. But there is potential. That's why he says, a devotee as a devotee, think of God before you go to bed. Last thought, try to think and keep the mind in that thought so that even good dreams come. Good dream is not the goal. Seeing dream is not in spirituality. But yes, it is better than seeing horror dream and fearful dream and suffering, full of suffering. Yes.
Seeing gods and goddesses in dreams, is it a good sign?
Yeah, it's a good sign. Yeah, seeing those things are very good because the mind, it shows that mind is thinking something go holy. But that is not the end. We have to go beyond that because there is also mind. And mind is purified a little bit on that particular day or that particular moment. So that's why you saw some divine dream. You saw some pilgrimage, you went to some holy place, you see some holy people and this and that, or holy conversation going on. So you can see all this. It is a sign that mind is in a different flight, but still mind. And then when mind will be totally pure, Ramakrishna said, total pure mind will be, you will see Brahman alone. That means mind, no more, no mind. Mind pure means no mind. What is mind? Who is a cook? So long he is cooking, he is called a cook. Other time you don't call him a cook. So when the mind creates sustenance and does all these things, then it is called the world. When the mind is absent, the world vanishes. That means that is why Swami Vivekananda in his Jnana Yoga lecture says, mind is Maya. He has defined Maya very simply. Mind is Maya. Whatever mind shows, that we see. This whole world, we are all suffering because of our mental attachment. Mind, what I think, my mind shows me. Through the glass of the mind, we view the whole world. That's why Holy Mother said. What Holy Mother said, that my son, my child, don't see fault with others. And in another places, people make their mind polluted first. And with that polluted mind, they see the evil in outside. A baby, look at the baby, a child. Baby has no sense of this pollution in the heart. So he does not know who is enemy, who is my friend, who is our own, who is our not own. They are equally smiling. Maybe a person who is coming to kill him with a gun, he will smile and hold that nozzle and put it in his mouth. It has no sense, no. So similarly, when the mind, that's why Ramakrishna said, be like a sorrel. Sorrel means simple, like a child. Not childish, but childlike. Full purity, but at the same time, they behave like a child, because no impression falls there. Yes?
So means pure mind, lack of thoughts, or is it a sattvic mind? That means there are thoughts, but it's...
There is no thought. Mind has given up his business. He is no more cooking.
So realized people, when they say they see even with open eyes...
They calm down. They calm down. When the pure mind dissolve, everything gone. Mind is not there, world is gone. Right. Everyday experience. We go to ignorance every day, and yogis can go to that level and illumine. But when you come down again, then the pure mind, little color is coming in the pure mind. Otherwise you cannot see.
But that is not the...
No. No, pure gold, you cannot have any, what is called ornament. You have to put something, what is called the dross, or what it called, what is to be alloy. You have to add some alloy. So as pure you are in the samadhi, but when you come, you will have to have a little tint of this rajas, tamas, sattva. Ramakrishna, even when he come down, he is coming down. He said, I come down 10 cubit down to say I will drink water. That means that is the desire, little desire they will have to take. But that is not bothering anyone. But for us to reach that flight, 1 life, 2 life, 5 lifetimes work.
Maharaj, in samadhi, can we say that the mind is beyond pure and impure?
There is no mind. So question of pure and impure does not come at all. Or if you want to say, the mind has merged into the cosmic consciousness. Okay, so that is the last time we read that the dream exists so long as the sleep is there. So is the world that appears due to ignorance. No? This world appears so long ignorance is there. Neither does Maya do anything, nor the possessor of Maya, that is īśvara, is doing the least. People say, why God has, in God's world, where is God? So much injustice is going on. The Gita says, I do not do anything. The verse, nādatte kaśyacit papam nachaiva sukritam vibhu. Vibhu means the Lord who created this universe. Nachaiva sukritam. He does not give any result, good result or bad result to anyone. It is all your own karma that is bringing, if you believe that karma, in ignorance. God does not do anything. Sun does not do anything. But that sun, particular time on 9/11, what time they will hit, that was decided by somebody. And Twin Tower to attack. That was decided by somebody. But sun didn't say, oh, you destroy the Twin Tower, you give your life for the good poor people. Sun is not saying it. Sun is setting light to everyone equally. God is that is the ever-shining consciousness everywhere. But we think because our mind is there, and in that relative mind we'll say good, bad, all, everything is there. Now we'll read the verse, 14th verse, on 6th chapter. Ajñāna-janabodhārthaṃ ajñāna-janabodhārthaṃ bhāsyate śrūtiritam bhāyā-dṛṣṭyā śrūtiritam bālānaṃ prītaye jadvat bālānaṃ prītaye jadvat dhātri jalpati kalpitam dhātri jalpati kalpitam. So, why then talking about Maya, ignorance, all these philosophical terms? One more is there. Acha. Okay, last line I missed it. tat-prakāraṃ pravakṣāmi tat-prakāraṃ pravakṣāmi sṛnuṣva kunti-nandana sṛnuṣva kunti-nandana ajñāna-janabodhārthaṃ. Ajñāna-jan means the people who are ignorant, like us. Ignorant people, not knowing about the ultimate truth, janabodhārthaṃ, to make them understand. The Upanishad, Shruti, and all the scriptures, they say do this, don't do that, meditate this way, Atman is like that. All this statement is given by great compassion. By who? By God or by the scriptures or the holy people. They are talking about all this, giving so many examples that to only ajñāna-janabodhārthaṃ. Ajñāna means those who are totally engrossed in ajñāna, ignorance, and that type of people, bodhārthaṃ, to make them understand bāhya-dṛṣṭyā in external way. If you look from the external vision, then the scripture is giving this instruction. Like example, bālānaṃ prītaye jadvat, like bala, the children, the babies. Like the babies, what they do there, bālānaṃ, children, prītaye, for the satisfaction, jadvat, as the foster mother, dhātri, jalpati, prattles, imaginary thing. No? They bring this thing, that thing just to play with the child, to keep the mind distracted of the child. So it says, this as the mother, foster mother or mother, whoever, dhātri, bālānaṃ prītaye, for the pleasure of the children, to keep them engaged in some other thing, creates so many things like dolls and this and that. Nowadays, what you call, say, gadget in the phone or iPad. Every child needs an iPad, and the game should be there. So that type of thing has been created. Why? To keep the children engaged. So this, to engage and to get knowledge. Ultimately, they will be one day tired with one game. They want another game. So this, for that, tat-prakāraṃ pravakṣāmi. And that are in various ways they explain the truth. I am pravakṣāmi, I will going to tell you. Sṛnuṣva, listen. Kunti-nandana, O Arjuna, the son of Kunti. Kunti-nandana. So, it seems apparent that the Upanishads have mentioned about creation, no? Why this creation? There was one become many. Why they talk about creation? If you say there is creation in the mind, then why this business of creating so many volumes of Upanishads, Vedas, you go, so big volume. This Bhagavat, this Mahabharata. In Indian spiritual literature, in world religion, there are so many huge amount of books. What's the purpose of this? That's why he says, it seems apparent that the Upanishads, the scriptures, have mentioned about creation. Why? For instructing ignorant people like us. Just to say, as if one Swami gave an example, a child got some thing, he got frightened. One day somebody said, there is a ghost in this corner. Don't go there. Just to make the child does not go to that direction, somebody has put some thought in the mind. And any time he goes there, say he runs away because the ghost is there. The children easily takes it into brain. So, but Ma is thinking everyday trouble. If mom says go and bring something, he will not go, but there is ghost. So one day, the mother, to destroy his fear of ghost, he created a ghost. She created a ghost picture with some material and put it in the corner. And they said, go, bring it. And he said, oh, ghost. I said, ghost? Is it so? Okay, I'm going to kill the ghost. And he went there, she went there and put fire. And it is burned and then ghost is... Now see, ghost is gone. So this child feels, oh, ghost is gone. So ghost was never before, ghost was never after. Ghost, when he was seeing, there was no ghost. Ghost was never at any time. It is created in the mind. So we have created ghost in the world. It is in my mind. We say this... Some people are lunatic. That's why they are in asylum. Huh? But we are all lunatics. Every one of us. Because we run according to our mind. What our mind says, we all do that. The whole world may tell you the truth. But you will do whatever your mind is dictating. And we are so slave of mind. We are so helpless to the mind. Because we have first given the mind the freedom. Mind told me to go this way, I went that way. Mind says, come here, I will have some ice cream. Go, get ice cream. Okay, I want to go some movie. Okay, go. So we have always followed that mind without analyzing whether it is good or bad for me. And now it has become powerful. It takes possession over me. That's why our power of discrimination is lost. Even if I know it is bad, I cannot give up. I know it is good, I cannot go that direction. That's why long time practice, spiritual discipline is necessary. The scriptures are telling all these instructions that it is the world is created. Like a ghost was created and ghost was destroyed. How? Putting a matchstick, here you put the jnana or knowledge as the matchstick. With the knowledge that this is in reality the play of the mind, and I am totally engrossed into the fun of that, and I have lost my own understanding that truth is there, but I am misunderstanding it in my way. The mind is teaching me. So therefore it seems apparent that the Upanishads have mentioned about the creation. Why? For instructing ignorant people. As, like an example, as the foster mother or the mother prattles with the imaginary stories for the pleasure of the child. In the same manner, tat-prakāraṃ, in the same manner, pravakshami, I shall tell you about the creation. Please listen, O son of Kuru dynasty. Now he will talk about how the creation has come. The creation is not there, but he is creating a creation theory and then saying creation is all imaginary, all the play of your mind. 15th verse. Caitanye bimale pūrṇe, Caitanye bimale pūrṇe, Kasmin deshe ṇu-mātrakam, kasmin deshe ṇu-mātrakam, ajñānam uditam sattam, ajñānam uditam sattam, caitanya-sphūrtim asritam, caitanya-sphūrtim asritam. Caitanya bimale. Caitanya means consciousness. In Chaitanya, in consciousness, bimale. Chaitanya is consciousness is always pure, stainless. In the stainless consciousness, pūrṇa, and Chaitanya is always full. Not that Chaitanya is here and Chaitanya is not there. That consciousness permeates everything. Look at that, all the energy. Anywhere you go, what is the energy behind that energy? Kena Upanishad said, Kena ishitang presitang ma patati manaha. The questioner, student asked this question. And the teacher said, yes, it is the mind of the mind, it is the ear of the ear, it is the eye of the eye. That means the energy behind. So this is a table. It is a solid material. There is no matter. You see, you go to the subatomic particles, see what is going on here. You cannot believe that this entire table is full of energy. Science is telling. But I don't see that. If I say it is permeated and pervaded with the energy, tremendous energy. But who will believe it? Because I don't see it. This Upanishad is saying it is similarly not the energy. Where the energy comes from? Behind that the cosmic energy which pervades everything. Everything pulsating in the world, in the non-inanimate or animate world. It is all that Chaitanya, consciousness. And now the consciousness, we are hearing all the time, consciousness, one consciousness, absolute consciousness. Consciousness is all pure. Consciousness is all pervaded. No? Yes, it is in the solid, it is in the space. It is in your body, it is outside, everywhere it is permeated. That consciousness is working behind our brain cell. That consciousness is working behind our mind. So that one consciousness, Chaitanya, bimale, which is all pure, pūrṇa, which is all full, permeated and saturated. Kosmin, they say, Kosmin mane some, they say mane some space. Ṇu-mātrakam, even Ṇu, very microscopic, limited, very small. Ajñānam uditam sattā, caitanya-sphūrtim. In some limited space of the infinite consciousness, the stainless, absolute conscious field, there arises ignorance in a small degree. And taking refuge in the reality and manifestation of the consciousness. How it takes support of the reality and manifests. And manifest, everything is manifesting. How? Consciousness is manifesting, but we don't see the consciousness behind. We see the material thing in front, because it is coming to the layer of the mind again. So, this is a very big philosophy. Chaitanya bimale pūrṇa, in the consciousness, in the some limited space, in the infinite consciousness. Infinite, we cannot imagine what is infinite. But in the limited space of this Chaitanya, of this consciousness which is permeated, that's why it is called, we see the world, we think this is all, this is nothing. It's only atratishtad dasangulam. It is only permeated everywhere. It is only limited place, this manifestation of the world. Like, think of the Pacific Ocean. Waves and ripples are bombarding, no? In one shore. But think of the whole Pacific. It's only in one part. This rambling of the waves and dashing on the ground is happening. There are vast dimensions of water, still perfect. That we can imagine what happens with the Brahman, the cosmic consciousness. Just imagine Pacific Ocean. Think from the surface, all the rambling, roughing, all the dancing of the waves and ripples and bubbles and billows are happening on the surface, no? And this tremendous thing is going on. What is the background? Ocean. Go down, down, down. There is no movement. Still, perfect silence. That infinite ocean of consciousness, only in a part this universe has come. Could you imagine this? This analogy can help us to feel a little bit. God has given all this beautiful way of camouflaging, and also God has given some clue to find out. Just one example of Pacific Ocean or Atlantic, Atlantic is on the surface so rough. But you now go down, 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 down below. 10,000 feet, 1 mile, go something little deeper. And this is the perfect ocean. Is how big and what is the manifestation on the surface? How much water is in the turmoil? But how much is there? Unfathomable. So the infinite consciousness is like that absolute stillness. Only in one part, one segment, this type of rambling going on. We call Earth, our star, our galaxies, our distant galaxies. We are thinking, we are overwhelmed with it. In the infinite consciousness, how big is that? Who will feel? Who will understand? So that is the limited space of this stillness, absolute conscious field. There arises ignorance, like the wave arises, no? How? By the wind blowing over it. So similarly, the ignorance blows over the conscious self, and in a little place, this universe of existence, our sorrows, our suffering, our pain, our agonies, our achievements, our failures, all are happening only in this little part of that infinite expanse. Ignorance in a small degree. And how? Taking refuge in the reality. All the ripples and bubbles are standing on what? On the ocean, is it not? If the ocean is not there, will you imagine there are one wave fighting with the other wave, one wave dashing the other wave? The wave cannot stand without the ground of ocean. So the world, the appearance, what is there, it cannot be there unless there is the ground of consciousness. Satchidananda, Brahman consciousness. So that means the ocean wave, we are all taking refuge on the ocean, on Brahman, on consciousness. I am standing on consciousness. I am speaking from that standpoint of consciousness. I am seeing because of that consciousness, ocean of consciousness. And I am a small wave. And I am expressing myself, dancing, singing, feeling joy, suffering. All is happening on a very limited area of consciousness. Now, if we take refuge, take support, and we understand that we are supported by that consciousness, then our problem goes away. But we say, I will do this, I am doing that. Okay, I. So I get battered. When there is I vanishes, then it is the play of the Lord. So what is your business? No problem of yours, no problem of mine. But when I say I say, my problem. And one can really surrender to that divine, that consciousness, refuge in the infinite consciousness. Then you go away. And when you go away, there is no problem of yours. Neither joy, neither suffering. Sukhe dukkhe same kritva lava lavo jaya jayo tato juddhayo jujjassa. Oh Arjuna, therefore fight. Whether you are winning the case or you are losing the case, war. Whether happiness or misery comes. Lavo, alavo, jayo, ajayo. So, then you will be bold. You have nothing to think because I am not doing it. It is all the divine will working. That is a very high state, to reduce our ego to that and think that ego is supported by that cosmic ocean of consciousness. It's a very good meditation way of meditation. Ocean is a great help for meditation of the Absolute. That's why in our Asṭavakra Samhita and other areas, they have taken the help of the ocean. Examples of the ocean are given. Because how will you explain anything of the infinite if you don't go to the at least physical infinite idea of infinity of ours? And manifestation and the taking refuge in reality and manifestation of the consciousness. That in a small degree there arises ignorance. Because of that ignorance this whole universe is. So 15th verse, now the 16th verse. Tad-ajñānaṃ purinatam tad-ajñānaṃ purinatam sasvaiva śakti-bhedataḥ sasvaiva śakti-bhedataḥ māyā-rūpā bhavet eka māyā-rūpā bhavet eka ca-vidya-rūpiṇī tara ca-vidya-rūpiṇī tara tad-ajñānaṃ purinatam sasvaiva śakti-bhedataḥ. Śakti-bhedataḥ, that means that ajñānam, that ignorance, it is happening due to ignorance in one part. That is the last verse, they said. In the infinite consciousness, in a particular part, there is some appearance happening. This is ignorance. Tat-ajñānam, that ignorance, pūrṇatam, that is transformed. How it gets transformed? Ignorance gets transformed by its own. Sataha, sasya, eva, śakti-bhedataḥ, by dividing the power. That power is called māyā-rūpa, the form of Maya. And it becomes eka, one, and avidya-rūpiṇī, eternal. One become ignorant, another becoming enlightening. Jnana, ajnana. It becomes two. That ignorance divides into two. One is sattvika, it takes to light, and one takes to ignorant, more ignorant. Vidya. I think that's the point. Vidya, Maya, this Maya, but this one takes to release us from bondage, another takes towards the bondage. One takes away from freedom, another takes towards freedom. Vidya means that which takes us towards knowledge. And avidya, that takes us towards ignorance. More ignorance. So, see, that's why that ajñānam, that ignorance, by its own, this ignorance splits into two directions, vidya and avidya, is transformed into two. And one takes the form of cosmic ignorance, Maya, and the other takes the form of individual ignorance, avidya. That is also another idea. This ignorance can be viewed from two aspects. One individual aspect, another cosmic aspect. Individual aspect and cosmic aspect. This is very important thing to understand in Vedanta. Universal ignorance, that is called Maya, big M-A-Y-A. And individual ignorance is called avidya. This is called Maya, this is called avidya. Maya is happening in the cosmic mind. Big. Maya, in Maya, we see the sun, moon, stars, galaxies, earth, planet, trees, humans. I also see, you also see. We are all viewing the same thing. You are bound to see. You don't see the ocean, and I see the ocean only. Ocean, anyone will see the ocean, physical creation. I am a created being, you will see. It is not your mind. You are helpless, we are helpless. It is happening in the mind of God. In his mind, he created the whole universe. He said it is sun, so you are all saying sun. It is the stars, it is stars. It's a distant beam and galaxy, it is a galaxy. You didn't create galaxy, I didn't create galaxy. But you create your galaxy in dream. That is the individual avidya. Your ignorance is creating that. Within this creation, you are creating another world. And actually, those who are mentally disturbed, in the same family there are 4, 5, 6 people. One is little off of the normal. Then he or she will be behaving totally different than all other 4, 5 people. Because that is the ignorance of the particular person. Avidya is acting to the mind, but his mind is little disturbed or something has happened emotionally, or in some reason it has been damaged. So this is the point, that Maya and avidya. You see, Maya, if you go to the Maya level, then you don't suffer anymore. But when you come to avidya level, ignorant, individual ignorance, there we suffer. Let me explain it. If it is cosmic, the God has created the sun, moon. We have nothing to say about that. But when I come, I am standing in the sun. Oh, sun is so scorching. So my existence is bringing this reaction. But God is, the sun is sun. It has no partiality to give more light on you and not less light to the other person. It is universally created. Sun's reflection fall on the wall. Equally reflected, all the walls are equally reflected. But you take a mirror and put a reflection of the same sun on the wall. One particular spot will be highlighted, brighter, is it not? Double lighting. So my ego is focused on the cosmic play, and I feel attached, I feel detached, I feel angry, because my reaction, my mirror of the mind, that's the ignorance, individual, that's called avidya, is becoming functional there. That's why the same world, the same person, one person is loved by so many people, the same person is hated by so many people. What will you say? The example is given, say there is an old example. So you are walking in the darkness and there is a stump tree. And in darkness you have an idea that is ghost. So you are walking by, you are alone in the darkness, you say, oh, there is a ghost. You get frightened seeing the same stump, no? Tree stump. Someone is thinking, oh, my friend was to wait for me, he is waiting. Seeing that same thing, his reaction is different, others' reaction is becoming. Someone think, oh, there may be some bad guy, waiting there, I should have to not go that direction, I'll go the other direction. Misconceptions are coming. Individual, the stump remaining, the tree stump remaining the same without changing anything, so many reactions are happening. A classical example, a girl is going to the street. A brother who has lost his sister recently, looking at that girl, she'll be emotionally carried away. Oh, my sister, she's like my sister, no? That emotion of the sister will come. Someone is a fatherly figure, may have a daughter like that, he will feel a filial relationship like my child, my daughter, no? And someone with another attitude, they lustfully will look at that girl. But the girl remaining the same, the reactions are becoming because of the individual ignorance, avidya.
But in Vichar-Sagar, there was one example. They said about karmoja and mohoja, two types of dukkha. They said that, they gave the example that two people were there and their son went for some business. And then in far away place. So one died and another survived and made a lot of money. So some of their neighbor went to that faraway island and came back, and by mistake the father whose son actually died told him that your son is coming back with lot of money, and told another one that your son died. So then whose son is actually alive and coming with money, he cried and suffered. And who lost actually the son, he was so happy and joyful like that. So then they commented that it has nothing to do with the son. Their imaginary son died or alive, not the real son. So is this the same?
I think we can take it the same example in the same way. Really his son is dead, but he thought his son is coming back with lots of money. And he never thought that he is ever gone, so he is rejoicing. The same period, till he finally knows that his son is dead. But other person whose son is still alive, and is mentally this information, that's the ajñāna, avidya, influenced his mind in such a way, he started weeping. My son is dead, my son is gone, what is the meaning of life? If that is a very natural thing, if one sees that his own son is gone and he will never be seeing that son is dead. No? So actually nothing has happened. But in the mind you see how people react. No? Ramakrishna also gave the example that one, those days village example, Ramakrishna used to live in the village. The one lady was sweeping the courtyard, and somebody told, that this neighboring person, their home, their son has passed away. And the lady doing the same sweeping work as we do. In the newspaper we read 10 people died, some shooting went on. We said, 10 people were killed, what a bad thing. No. And we eat our lunch, we eat our breakfast. I said, just information. I am not affected. And the same, few minutes afterwards, somebody said, your son has died. And she just let loose the broomstick and fell down unconscious there itself. So you see, information, right or wrong, it does not depend on the fact. Reaction depends on the avidya, ignorance, how we are impacted by our mind. And mind is influenced by the things. So, Ishvara Srishta Dvaita, the world created by God, it is called Ishvara. He created this duality. No? That is not binding. That does not bind us. If you see it is God's creation, you can see it is God's. So, I am also created by God, you are also created by God. But my choice, I like you, I dislike you. I don't say food, same food. Cook prepares some dishes, no? Someone will be very happy with one dish, another will not. Because the food is the same food. Likes and dislikes are coming, that's due to individual choice. And that individual choice, you may say karmaja or mahaja, that's an explanation coming the root out of karma or about delusion. But it is mostly avidya. Moha. So avidya. So it is ignorance. So this verse is saying that the maya, one takes the form of cosmic, the ignorance splits as it were. Individual is called avidya and cosmic is called the maya. Got it? Okay, let us end here and then we'll go for other things. If you have any question, you can prepare your mind so we can talk. $26, no? Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. You also prepare some question. These are to be contemplated in our own mind. Then see how the object remaining the same, our reactions become so different. That is not because of the object, but because of my mind and my choice, likes or dislikes or preference or non-preference. So there is a question, if there is no creation as we perceive it, but God alone, and our ultimate goal is to let go of the fascinations of this world and seek the Creator or God alone, then whoever engages oneself in this world with passion, instead of functioning dispassionately, as prescribed in the karma yoga, they only reinforces his identification with the world instead of transcending it. We have to understand, whenever we talk about our problems, you have to think that what way you are trying to solve the problem. If you are going for, you can take a measure of surgery, you can take a measure of getting some strong dose medicine, you may go for allopathy, you can go for homeopathy, you can go for naturopathy, you can go for, what do you call, prick. So we can go for cure for any, but don't mix up one path with the other. That should be always to keep clear. Here the question, if there is no creation, if there is no creation, is for whom? Not for me. I live in the creation world. I live in ignorance. I live in the doubt. Therefore I have to work to get out of the ignorance. That's my problem is different. But if you are in that high mental state that there is no creation, then the problem is gone. So creation, as we perceive it, but God alone, and our ultimate goal is to let go our fascination. Our ultimate goal is not to go get the fascination. Our ultimate goal is to understand who we are. We are not this. We are that consciousness, the unruffled consciousness, which permeates everything. There is nothing but that consciousness. So we will have to go this world and seek the Creator or God, and seek the instead of functioning dispassionately. So if I am in the level of this duality and accept this reality, then I will have to work dispassionately. Let me learn how to work, not get attached. Because I am attaching because it is creation, and I am so much engrossed into it. I know it is real, me and mine, therefore I get attached to it. So I must have to turn my face from this attachment to the non-attachment side, so that I live freely. Attachment is not good. Anywhere we get attached, we are lost. We should love, but not attached. That's a very fine word in Vedanta. We should love, but not get attached. But our love is attachment. Love means attachment. It is glue. Because as if I love you means I am attached to you. Why? I love you means I love the spirit in you. And to look at the person with a freedom, with the eye of freedom, and seeing the consciousness permeating in someone, loving in the dignity of real love. No? But when attachment comes, then we have to hold on. We want to hold. And whenever we want to hold anything, that creates pain and suffering in the end. Most of the time you see, we are suffering because we are holding on to something. Somebody has said something to us. Bas, my whole mind is disturbed. Why he said that, why I am not like that, and then you go on brooding over it, and then, but the moment you say, what it matters? This is simply, I also say something sometime, okay, ignore. As soon as you ignore, see how relaxed you feel, you are free. Attachment versus relaxing, this is the art of detachment, yeah.
When you say, when we can let go of thoughts that are not, like when we don't connect it to, I should do better, then it's easier to do that. But when we don't behave the way we want to behave, then it bothers you. You can't let go of that kind of a thought as easy as what you just said.
Yeah, but suppose some of us who are very advanced, they can easily brush out. They will not pay much attention. Okay. There will be people who will bless them. Oh, he's criticizing. Good, God bless him. He's taking away my bad karma.
No, I'm talking about our own, like sometimes our shortcomings we can't let go of.
Oh, that's also our shortcoming.
There it feels like until you fix it, you are not able to let go like the way you can let go of, okay, that's not good for me, it's somewhat, compared to this, it's more easier to...
Right, that's true. So here, let go the fascination of this world and seek the Creator or God alone. Then whoever engages oneself in the world with passion, yes, we should be engaged in our world in the passion, but passion for work only. As soon as the work is over, hands off. When we work, we should be passionately working. Because with full concentration, full focus, and that will make the success. But as soon as I am finished with the work, art of karma is hands off. Result will come to you. You have done something, people will appreciate that, or something what is to come, it will come. But in crooked world, sometimes people will take the credit of yours. That's also possible. But if you are detached, then you are not suffering. Main point is that you are not suffering. And they are getting the result of their karma, they will get it later on. Not now, later on they will get. So we will have to, my point is that so long we are ignorant, in the state of ignorance, we will have to be dispassionate, learn to be dispassionate and detached while we do our duties. And feel the freedom here. It is not for anyone's benefit, for my own benefit. You want to sleep nicely during night, free of tension, then you need to detach. You have to give up. Okay, whatever I did, that's why we are trained to think every day before you go to sleep. Say, oh Lord, whatever I have done, whatever my duties I have done, good or bad, I do not know, I tried my best, I offer everything to you. So you unload your things at the feet of the Lord, then you feel free. Then you are not burdened. Your pain, what will happen, what will happen? Tell your mind what will happen. God will understand. He will give me the guidance tomorrow. I will do that tomorrow. But what is now my business in night time? Now I have to sleep. So we have to teach ourselves like that. So we have to necessary. And if one understands actually this world is all false, then he has already solved the problem. Another question, is man unhappy because he has desires? Or is he unhappy because he does not have the ability or energy to accomplish his desires? Is the man unhappy because he has desire? No, desire is not bad, because so long you are living, you need to eat. That desire should be there. You need to earn money. But that is not the point. Ability or energy, that we should increase. Spirituality is in another level. Morality and ability to function in the world is the first criterion. Those who cannot do that, they don't have to think about spirituality. I am an able person, I can manage my expenses, I can do my things, I can establish myself, and then, okay, I don't care for it, I am going something higher. That's why it's called the beggars cannot be givers. Beggar is begging all the time, he has no stock of his own. So Swami Vivekananda said, be a giver. But how will you give? Unless you have not sufficient. You will be spiritual. How will you be spiritual? Unless you do solve the problems of your day-to-day life. Earn money, have something, enjoy something, and say, okay, but it does not please me. Let me search for something higher. So, unhappiness is always, even spiritual unhappiness, no? I am not meditating, I have not fallen in love with God, I am trying so much. That also may be frustration, unhappiness. But unhappiness is not the factor. Factor is for what reason you are unhappy. This unhappiness brings spiritual growth, intensity. Ramakrishna used to cry every day when the sun is setting. Another day is gone, oh mother, I have not realized you. Please. And he used to cry and then to rub his face on the bank of the Ganga. No? But that unhappiness is called divine restlessness. No? But we should not to be very emotional on that, because we are not in that state. Let us be who we are. In this plane, let us have self-confidence first. And with that ground of self-confidence, dedication and other things will come. And then naturally, people will move onward. By God's grace, it will go. So, unhappy, because I have desires, yes, that is true. In any place you go, ultimately truth is unhappiness. The cause of your desires, unhappiness is desire. There is a Bhagavat statement. Bhagavat says that nairāśyang paramam sukham. That is the utmost happiness is that where you don't expect anything. Asha. Asha hi paramam dukkham. That is a quotation from the Bhagavat. Bhagavat says, Asha means expectation or craving, is the cause of paramam dukkham. All suffering comes because of this. Nairāśyang, if you say, I have nothing, I don't care for anything, then in the moment you are free. Okay, another question is coming. My best friend committed suicide. She texted me right before she did it to let me know. Did I create her and her suicide in my dream reality too? As she had included me into her dream for the end, I inherited a lot from my friend. Is this dharma or karma? This is a very clear question. When she has committed the suicide and has texted you, how we are getting into connected with the karma? I don't think that you are connected with any karma. But that pain of separation may be so deep in your mind that in the dream you can see her or see your friend. But the karma will be connected with that is not the point. Point that we can pray for the person who has departed from the body. But I don't think that there is any, I inherit a lot from my friend. Is this dharma or karma? I do not understand what that means. Yeah. You can pray. I think that is the point. What can you do? Someone have lost. And it is not we can do anything, that committing suicide is not a good thing at all, because it is not doing any good to anyone, neither you, neither the person who are around you, because karma, we are bound by our karma. So let the karma finish. But people do those things because of too much frustration and depression. That's a different issue. But we should not involve into that of karma because she loved me, I loved her or something. That karma will inflict me. Rather, you think, pray for the passing away of that lady. Another question, how can one be in awareness in dream state and deep sleep state as one is aware in the waking state. Oh, that needs a tremendous practice. Question is, how can one be in awareness in dream state and deep sleep state as one is aware in the waking state? That is the awareness again. We have to practice so much here that I am the consciousness. I am aware that I am seeing. I am aware that I am hearing. I am aware that I am expressing my thought. I am aware that you are talking to me. In this, one becomes aware in every moment. That consciousness touch the base consciousness. Then it will percolate into dream. Dream time also, you see that you can observe, oh, I am dreaming. And in the sleep time also it will come. That is the state of samadhi. When 24 hours it will run through our mind, then it will be a samadhi state. But it needs rigorous practice. Always to see, I am the witness, I am the observer, I am not the observed, I am not connected with it, I am only being in the life, I am watching it, I am detached. So this consciousness, Vedantic understanding, should be carried on whole day and night. Probably that will come as a result of that practice. Okay? Okay. Yeah. You first.
You started to mention the benefit of identifying more with cosmic mental perspective instead of an individual mental perspective. Is that the best we can do to alleviate suffering? If we can't think about or experience pure consciousness in and of itself, is that broader cosmic mental perspective the best we can do?
Yeah, that's why we do worship of the avatars, the incarnations. Christ, Buddhas, Ramas, Krishnas, Ramakrishnas. They live in cosmic mind. They don't live in the individual seals. That's why Ramakrishna feeling the pain of the grass. Someone is walking on the grass, his identification of consciousness runs there. Someone is in the middle of the holy river Ganga, one boatman beating another boatman, and Ramakrishna feeling and crying out, feeling the same pain. That was connected with the cosmic consciousness. Therefore, what we are trained, you cannot think of the absolute if you cannot. Think of these people who have tuned themselves to the absolute. But thinking that way, our mind gets colored in the coloring of their mindset, their attainment. So our mind gets lifted. And when we lose our mind into that reality, then what happens? Our spiritual growth is speed up. That's why initiation we call about meditation of the form of God, because cosmic mind I cannot think of. But this much I can think, that in Christ mind, in Buddha mind, Rama mind, Ramakrishna mind, cosmic mind is playing there. And that mind, I cannot reach that mind, but I can love that personality first, and to that personality, their spiritual characteristics, their love, their infinite compassion, holiness, all will come. As you think, so you become. As you color your mind with some object, you become like that. You think of holiness, your heart will be filled with holiness. If we fill our mind with garbage, it will be filled with garbage. After some time, you will see all the garbage is coming out there. So that's why we can meditate on these holy, divine incarnations.
We talked about
Loud.
Thinking about the cosmic mind and the patch of ignorance or the ocean and the surface turbulence, where you also talked about the divine will and how does it fit into either.
Yeah, if we surrender to the divine will, you know that there's the play going on. The play of the divine is going on. So we will not be suffering that much. Things will happen, but it will not bother us so much, because you see a different thing. And you see that you are just like the whole universe is running by a cosmic will. What you are. Suppose in your dream, you have any control over your dream? But you see that you are also a person, your mind has created you, and also so many people. All the activities going on, what can you do? It is the mind is showing that way. The cosmic mind is showing this thing. So you have no control. You play. Play in the role you are given. And think, oh Lord, it is your divine play going on. I am an actor. Be an actor in the role you are given to play by the cosmic will. And think of the cosmic reality, as we said just now. Think of the incarnations. Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Shankara, whatever you like, Christ. Because they are the cosmic mind working through their physical small body. Though they are very small in the human, but they bring this, that's why we call Bhagavan. They have their characteristics, divine characteristics. And thinking of them, we become purer and purer in mind, and then we can get automatically transcend our limitation of avidya, and then truth will be revealed. Okay? Thank you all. Then tomorrow will be gospel class, and the gospel class will be given by Swami who? Shiva-prana tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, we have some meeting. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.